What if those heart-healthy whole grain cereals have more sugar impact than chocolate chip cookies? What if that natural fruit juice you drink every morning spikes your blood sugar faster than regular soda? The food industry has been misleading diabetics for decades, hiding sugar content behind fancy marketing terms and health claims. Today I'm exposing 5 foods that 90% of diabetics think are safe, but clinical studies show they're causing dangerous glucose spikes. Before I reveal them, just hit the like button, so this video can reach more diabetics who are being deceived about proper nutrition. Because here, no one should ever feel alone on this journey. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll show you the exact grocery store swaps that will keep your blood sugar stable without sacrificing taste. These aren't expensive specialty foods. They're simple alternatives you can find at any American supermarket. We're talking about foods sitting in your pantry right now, marketed as healthy options for people like us, but they're actually working against your diabetes management every single day. Here's what's happening. You're walking down the aisles at Walmart or Target, reading labels that say diabetic-friendly and no sugar added, thinking you're making all the right choices for your blood sugar. Then you get home, test your glucose, and watch those numbers climb. 180, 200, sometimes even hitting 250. And you're thinking, but I ate healthy. This story sounds familiar because I've heard it from thousands of diabetics across America. There are foods sitting on grocery store shelves marketed as diabetic safe, but your glucose meter is telling a completely different story. The problem is that food companies are spending billions of dollars to deceive you. They've become so masterful at hiding sugar that it's almost impossible to tell which foods are actually safe anymore. Let me tell you something. As diabetics over 40, your situation is even more challenging. Your metabolism isn't what it used to be when you were younger. Foods you could tolerate before are now sending your blood sugar through the roof. Plus, insulin resistance increases with age, which means the same amount of carbohydrates causes much more damage than it used to. The 5 foods I'm going to discuss today are probably sitting in your kitchen right now. These aren't obscure items. They're foods recommended as safe for every diabetic in America. Foods that even doctors suggest. But the truth is, they're waging a silent war on your blood sugar, and you don't even realize it. What makes this even more frustrating is that seniors I've talked to across the country mention feeling confused and overwhelmed by conflicting nutrition advice. You've been told to avoid sugar, but then healthy foods spike your glucose just as much. You've been following medical advice, but your A1C isn't improving. The problem isn't your willpower or discipline. It's that you're being systematically misled by food. Marketing designed to confuse rather than inform. If you've ever felt like every bite of food could raise your blood sugar levels, you understand the anxiety that comes with diabetes management. But what if I told you that knowledge is power, and once you understand these hidden sugar bombs, you can navigate grocery stores with confidence? The first hidden sugar bomb, granola and granola bars. Yes, you heard that right. Those healthy-looking bars that say contains natural fruits and nuts. At Walmart, Target, CVS, everywhere they're sold as diabetic-friendly snacks. But one bar contains 20 to 25 grams of hidden carbohydrates. Do you know what that means? Eating one granola bar is like consuming 5 to 6 sugar cubes. Here's the interesting part. The honey, maple syrup, and natural sweeteners used in granola production are absorbed faster than regular sugar. Because these are simple sugars, your body metabolizes them in 15 to 20 minutes. During this time, your blood sugar rises rapidly. Research conducted at Harvard shows that 70% of diabetics who consume granola regularly see their post-meal glucose levels rise above 180. To put this in perspective, that's more dangerous than eating 2 chocolate chip cookies. Because with cookies, at least you know what you're eating, but granola wears a healthy mask. Even doctors were shocked when they saw these study results. The American Diabetes Association had to revise their position on granola products after multiple clinical trials showed consistent blood sugar spikes. Many seniors tell me they've been eating granola for breakfast for years, thinking it was protecting their heart health, only to discover it was sabotaging their diabetes management. The second hidden danger, whole wheat bread. They say it's a protein source, rich in fiber, complex carbohydrate. But the truth is, 2 slices of whole wheat bread raise your blood sugar only 15% less than regular white bread. That means it's having almost the same effect. Here's the problem. Whole wheat flour has a glycemic index of 71. That number falls in the high category, so your body quickly converts it to sugar. Plus, modern wheat processing techniques make the flour so fine that even though it's fiber-rich, it digests rapidly. Most seniors I've spoken with start their day with 2 to 3 slices of whole wheat bread for breakfast. On top of that, they add jam or honey. This combination keeps blood sugar above 200 for 2 hours straight. And these people think they're having a healthy breakfast. What's particularly concerning is that many Americans have been told by their healthcare providers that whole wheat is always better. But recent studies from the Journal of Nutrition show that the difference in blood sugar impact between whole wheat and white bread is minimal for most diabetics over 60. Your digestive system processes both types of flour similarly, especially when the whole wheat is as finely ground as most commercial breads. The third trap, Greek yogurt with fruit, especially the low-fat versions from brands like Chobani and Phage. These products are sold in the diabetes aisle at American grocery stores, but a small cup contains 22 to 28 grams of sugar. Most people think this is natural fruit sugar, but it's not. Here's where you're being deceived. Those fruit pieces are actually processed fruit mixed with syrup. Plus, to make fat-free yogurt, they add sugar and starch to achieve that creamy texture. As a result, the healthy protein source you think you're eating raises blood sugar as much as vanilla ice cream. Recent research shows that diabetics consuming flavored Greek yogurt experience 40% higher glucose spikes than those eating plain yogurt. And most people consume this daily, sometimes twice a day, because they think, I'm meeting my protein needs. Let me give you a little tip here. If you want yogurt, buy plain Greek yogurt and add fresh berries on top. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, these have low glycemic indexes and are antioxidant powerhouses. This is much safer than buying the pre-flavored versions. The fourth very dangerous food group, instant oatmeal, especially the flavored ones. Packaged oat cereals from brands like Quaker and Nature Valley. These products are sold with heart-healthy labels and recommended to diabetics by health authorities. But the truth is, one packet of flavored instant oatmeal contains 15 to 20 grams of added sugar. Here's the bad part. To make instant oatmeal, oat grains are processed, made smaller, and turned into quick cooking form. This processing increases the glycemic index. So you don't get the benefits of regular steel-cut oats, but you get the sugar bomb effect. Clinical studies from the Mayo Clinic show that instant oatmeal can raise blood sugar by 60 to 80 milligrams DL within 30 minutes, compared to steel-cut oats, which cause only a 20 to 30 milligrams DL rise over 60 minutes. The processing makes all the difference. Many diabetics tell me they switched from sugary cereals to instant oatmeal thinking they were making a healthy choice. But continuous glucose monitor data shows that flavored instant oatmeal often causes higher and faster blood sugar spikes than many traditional breakfast cereals. The Heart Healthy label gives people false confidence that it's safe for blood sugar management. What's even more concerning is that many seniors are eating instant oatmeal multiple times per day for breakfast and as an evening snack, thinking it's helping their diabetes. But they're actually creating a pattern of blood sugar roller coasters that can lead to increased insulin resistance over time. The fifth and perhaps most shocking one, fruit juice, especially those labeled no sugar added. Orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice, they're all marketed as natural vitamin C sources. But drinking 8 ounces, about 1 glass of orange juice, is like eating 7 to 8 oranges, and you consume this in 5 minutes. Here's the critical point. When you eat the fruit, you also get fiber, which slows sugar absorption. But in juice form, there's no fiber, just concentrated sugar. Plus, even in no sugar added products, the natural fruit sugar is so concentrated that its blood sugar impact is no different from table sugar. Clinical studies show that one glass of orange juice raises blood sugar by 80 to 100 milligrams DL within 30 minutes. These numbers are in dangerous ranges. And unfortunately, elderly diabetics drink juice with their morning medications thinking it's healthy. Research from the Harvard School of Public Health followed 100,000 Americans for 20 years and found that people who drank fruit juice daily had a 21% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who ate whole fruits. For people who already have diabetes, the blood sugar impact is even more severe. What's particularly troubling is that many diabetics have been told by healthcare providers that fruit juice is acceptable as long as it's 100% fruit juice with no added sugar. But metabolically, your body can't tell the difference between fructose from juice and fructose from table sugar. Both cause rapid glucose spikes. So what should you do? Here are the real alternatives. Instead of granola, you can eat raw almonds, walnuts, or sunflower seeds. These provide protein and healthy fats while keeping blood sugar stable. If you want crunch, roasted chickpeas are an excellent choice. You can find them at Walmart at reasonable prices. Instead of whole wheat bread, try Ezekiel bread or almond flour bread. Or simpler yet, use lettuce wraps. Put turkey, avocado, and tomato inside. You'll get the same satisfaction without the carb bombardment. Instead of flavored yogurt, make a combination of plain Greek yogurt plus fresh berries plus chopped nuts. You'll get protein and natural antioxidants. For sweetness, you can add a teaspoon of stevia instead of instant oatmeal. Cook steel-cut oats, prepare large quantities on weekends, and use throughout the week. Add cinnamon, chopped apple, and walnuts on top. This combination actually helps regulate blood sugar. Instead of fruit juice, make infused water with cucumber, lemon, and mint. Or squeeze a bit of fresh lime into sparkling water. You'll get hydration without the sugar bomb. Now, let's talk about a very important topic. Label reading. If you master this skill, no food company can deceive you. Here are the tips. If it says sugar-free, look at the ingredients. Sugar alcohols like sorbitol, mannitol, and erythritol can still raise blood sugar. They can especially cause digestive system problems. No added sugar is misleading. Natural sugar is still there, and this raises blood glucose. Look at total carbohydrates, not added sugar. Just because it says whole grain doesn't mean it's healthy. Look at the glycemic index. It should be below 55. Prefer items that say high fiber, but be careful. Soluble fiber is beneficial. Insoluble fiber is less effective for blood sugar control. Portion size is critical. Serving size is usually much less than actual consumption. Most people eat 2 to 3 times the suggested serving. Let me know in the comments. Which of these 5 foods were you consuming regularly? Did you ever notice it spiking your blood sugar? Share your experiences so other viewers can benefit too. Let me open a parenthesis here. You diabetics are not to blame. The food industry is a trillion-dollar sector, and they use very sophisticated methods to deceive you. Marketing budgets are incredibly large, and they employ the best psychologists and designers. Your goal isn't to beat this system, but to navigate it smartly. The processed food industry specifically targets older Americans because they know this demographic trusts health claims and has more spending power. They use terms like doctor recommended, clinically proven, and heart healthy, specifically to gain your trust. But these claims are often based on minimal research or studies funded by the companies themselves. What makes this even more challenging is that food labeling laws in America allow companies to make health claims that are technically true, but practically misleading. For example, a product can say no sugar added, even if it contains concentrated fruit juice, which has the same blood sugar impact as adding table sugar. Many seniors tell me they feel betrayed when they learn about these marketing tactics. You've been trying to do everything right, following medical advice, reading labels carefully, but still struggling with blood sugar control. It's not your fault. The system is designed to confuse rather than inform. Now let's talk about advanced strategies. How to protect yourself from these hidden sugar bombs with deeper tactics. First strategy, the 3-second rule. When you pick up any packaged food, make a decision in 3 seconds. Look at the ingredients list. If sugar or refined grain appears in the first 3 ingredients, don't put it in your shopping cart. This simple rule protects you from 80% of hidden sugar bombs. Second tactic. Shop the perimeter. Walk around the outer edges of supermarkets. Fresh produce, lean meats, and dairy products are located here. The middle aisles contain processed foods. Use these areas minimally. Third approach, meal timing optimization. Even if you eat these 5 dangerous foods, you can minimize damage with timing. Post-meal walking is very powerful. A 10 to 15 minute slow walk reduces blood sugar spikes by 30%. Research from the University of Tennessee shows that walking within 30 minutes after eating activates glucose transporters in your muscles, essentially helping your body use up the sugar before it can cause damage. This is particularly important for seniors whose natural insulin response may be slower. Fourth method, combination eating. Never eat any carbohydrate alone. Always combine it with protein or healthy fat. For example, if you're going to eat an apple, eat it with 10 to 12 almonds. Digestion slows down. Glucose absorption becomes regulated. The science behind this is fascinating. Protein and fat trigger the release of hormones like GLP-1 and GPA, which slow gastric emptying. This means food stays in your stomach longer, leading to a more gradual release of glucose into your bloodstream. Fifth technique, continuous glucose monitoring. If you can afford it, use a CGM. You'll get real-time feedback and see how different foods affect you. Most insurance companies now cover these devices for diabetics. Let me give you practical shopping tips now. At Target, prefer Simply Balanced brand plain products. Generic brands usually contain fewer additives. At Walmart, great value plain Greek yogurt, and buy organic berries from the frozen berries section. Optimal for price performance. At CVS, buy raw varieties from the nuts section. Avoid salted and flavored ones. At Costco, buy nuts and seeds in bulk, portion them at home. Economic and healthy. Mental preparation is also very important. Change is hard, especially changing food habits. But remember this, every small victory counts. You don't have to be perfect. Being better is enough. Some of you will say, but I really love these foods. Totally understandable. This is where gradual transition comes into play. Cold turkey approach backfires for most people. Instead, apply the 80-20 rule. 80% clean eating, 20% flexibility. This is a sustainable approach and eliminates guilt. You also need to consider family dynamics. If family members continue consuming these foods, having them at home creates challenges. Communication is key here. Explain why you're making these changes, especially if you have grandchildren, educate them too. If they learn healthy habits at an early age, it becomes a lifetime benefit. Be a role model for them. Many diabetics over 60 tell me they worry about being a burden on their families or creating extra work in meal planning. But here's the truth. When you take control of your blood sugar, you're actually making life easier for everyone. Fewer emergency doctor visits, more stable energy levels, and better overall health mean you can be more present and active with your loved ones. Finally, approach this with patience. Blood sugar improvements don't appear immediately. Meaningful changes begin after 2 to 3 weeks of consistent application. A1C results reflect after 3 months. The American Diabetes Association recommends keeping a food diary for at least 2 weeks when making dietary changes. This helps you identify patterns and see which specific foods cause problems for your individual metabolism. Write, clean up in the comments below if you're going to remove these 5 foods from your home this week. Let's create a support system for each other. Remember, this isn't about deprivation. It's about making informed choices that support your health goals. When you understand what's really in your food, you can make decisions that align with your values and your health needs. Share your experiences in the comments below. Which food surprised you the most? In my next video, I'll reveal 5 supermarket foods that naturally lower blood sugar. Foods that actually work with your body instead of against it. These aren't expensive specialty items. They're common foods you can find in any American grocery store. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're stronger together on this journey. Take care of yourselves, and remember, every small step toward better health matters. If this video helped you understand hidden sugar sources better, please share it with someone you care about who might be struggling with diabetes management. Knowledge is power, and when we share what we learn, we help build a community of informed diabetics who can't be fooled by deceptive food marketing. Your health is worth fighting for, and you have the tools to win this battle. I'll see you in the next video where we focus on foods that actually support your diabetes management goals.